Hi, I'm Jenny, and I am making a video to show where I started in my weight loss surgery journey. Yesterday, I had my psych eval and passed, and that was not a problem. Next week, I have my first RN appointment, which is not my first, but I'll explain that in a moment. And I meet with the surgeon. After those two things are done, I will actually the office will submit to insurance, and she expects we'll have an answer within 1 to 2 weeks. It is October 31st today, so my doctor only does surgeries once a week on Tuesdays, and with the way Christmas and the holidays fall this year, it'll be surprising if I get to do it before the end of the year. My own personal experience, I am 253 pounds this morning. I have been as high as 275 during my last pregnancy. During that pregnancy, I also found out that I have a genetic heart disorder called, I don't want to overstate it. An issue called atrial fibrillation, which allows the heart to basically enter into a rhythm that is natural and not conducive to good heart use. But anyway, the idea is a couple times during that pregnancy, I found myself in the hospital, which I'd never been in the hospital except having kids before that. I found myself in the cardiac ICU, and at 36 years old, and it really was a wake-up call for me, and it really made me realize that I needed to make some major adjustments to the way that I was living my life. Since then, I've struggled with my weight since I was a child. From the time that I was very young, I remember always being overweight. I got a pretty good grasp on it in high school. But as soon as I became pregnant with my first son when I was 20, and basically from that time on, I gained a lot of weight during that first pregnancy, and I've never gotten it off. Since then, each pregnancy has brought with it about another 20-25 pounds, and I now find myself where I am basically 100 pounds overweight. I was up to 265 at one point, non-pregnancy weight. Like I said, I'm about 253, 252 right now. So I've been higher, but my experience has been I can lose 20 pounds, and that's about it. And then as soon as I stop doing whatever I'm doing, it comes right back. Why am I doing this? I told you that I definitely had a real kind of awakening as to my own mortality, if you know, not to overstate it, but during that experience. But my older son is about to go to college, but my two younger kids, one is 2 and one is 5, and I want to be there for the long term for my kids. I also miss the person that I used to be, the activities that I used to do, and I want to be able to do those things with my kids. And I want my kids to see me do those things. I don't want them to see their mother as being someone who is inactive or unhealthy, because I want them to be healthy. I want that to be the norm. I want being healthy and being active to be the normal way to be. Also, definitely, it has to do with wanting to get to be the best me that I can be. I am kind of a goal setter. I'm someone who really has set high standards for myself, and I've gone after goals. I have I have 2 master's degrees. I've been successful as a teacher. Love teaching, absolutely love it. I've had really, I've set goals and I've met them, but this is the one thing that I have not been able to get a hold of, no matter how hard I work. And I would venture to say that, I work out more than most of the people that I encounter on a day-to-day basis that are not overweight. but it doesn't make a whole lot of difference when I do. And that's very, very frustrating. It's hard to do something. Didn't Einstein say that the definition of insanity was doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results? Well, that's kind of what I feel like with my weight loss. It's like having another diet, going back to the gym, which, I mean, I still continue to work out, but, you know, expecting something different is, I just had to be realistic that I couldn't continue to do the same things and expect different results. So I started looking into this about 1.5 years ago. It's been an interesting experience, mostly because, you know, I think that I don't want to call it an industry, but it almost is. But I think the medical industry has I think their view of it, as well as the insurance industry's view of it, has really changed over the last couple of years. When I first started looking into this, the criteria was different with my insurance. I had to, you know, I didn't actually quite meet the BMI requirement for a full 3 years, which is what the requirement was. I'd been at the BMI for a year, and they required 3. So I started the program, and then we realized I didn't meet, and I left the program. Started back in earlier this spring, started the process. My insurance company requires a 6-month period at the beginning where you do certain things. Started the process and was told again, excuse me, was told that I would not meet criteria because my insurance was changing its criteria and it didn't look to be in my benefit. Then checked back in after trying Nutrisystem again, doing all these things and nothing happening. Checked back in and they said, oh yeah, we were going to contact you. Actually, your insurance change was in your favor. So I started the process again and found out that I do get some credit for what I did earlier this spring. And here I am, the end of October now, hopefully finishing all of the requirements within the next week. I'm scared at this point, just because I feel like I don't feel like I have any other options. I do not feel like I will be successful losing weight other ways because I have tried and I have tried and I have tried. And I worry that I'm going to get my hopes up again and have it not work out. So I guess at this point I'm just trying to stay positive, and hopefully I will get some good news and it will go forward. So at this point, thank you for listening. I'm not the best at recording this kind of thing right now. Hopefully I'll learn how to splice things so my little moments of will go away. But at the very least, this is kind of my check-in right now as I sit here wasting a couple of hours between the first job of the day and the second job of the day. So yeah, if hopefully I'm going to put some pictures on also that will show you kind of where I am now. That way we can compare later. That's about it. So thank you.